Furia are just chilling up in Landslide, leave no witness here outside the circle at the moment, actually. And at the South American team, actually coming in down just under them. They've actually kind of, leave no witness probably would have been in a fantastic spot to gatekeep them coming into the circle. I think they might have gone out for a res, not 100% sure on that. But either way, they finally made it back in now. You know, Ring 3 does a little bit of damage, so you don't want to stay out there too long if you don't have to.
It's enough to make your eyes water a bit. And you mentioned Furia were in Landslide for the longest time, but you know who else was here for a while was Dreamfire, looking for the opportunity to gatekeep any squads that may rotate through here since they heard the fighting earlier from Furia. And Furia are playing so aggressive. They heard that they were there, and they're still looking to try to take this fight with this rotation. They don't want to rotate through the back end, which I completely agree with. That's where Complexity went originally, as the catwalk gets called up, and their piercing spikes are on the floor. You can see the Beast of the Hut being called in from his Watson, and in the back, you currently also see in the feed Aurora getting involved in the fight themselves, getting that first knock. So much fight happening on each side of the circle. Arcstark being pulled in. Furia looking to try to go on the other side of the catwalk, but they're taking a good amount of pressure looking at Zero Tricky. Luckily, he's got the gold Evo shield, so he can re-engage with the shield cell.
All right, Furia are really getting into this fight, but I don't know if they're going to make it through. Dreamfire are being in the perfect position to end their run here. They were set up in that tunnel for the longest time, Vicky, and Furia unfortunately just left it a little too late to try and push through that. Interesting to note here, Peter's actually on the Valkyrie here, not Caustic. They were finding, I thought, some success. Obviously not enough to get into the winner's bracket, but perhaps that's the reason why they've changed this Seer Cat Val composition.
And we could see that more often too with some of these squads that may not have the compositions that didn't work in the previous days, now changing things up here, because this is your last chance. You are in the Elin bracket.
But almost playing like they still have it? I mean, you know, playing a tunnel like that, that's exactly where Caustic wants to be, right?
Exactly. It would have benefited them, but it still benefits them here in this case, and there is that squad right behind them too, putting in some pressure. I believe that is MDY White, who have made their rotation outside of Harvester into that cliff side, keeping Dreamfire in their line of sight, but having to also worry, because in that spot alone, those early rotates could be very detrimental, because you could leave yourself open to the third parties, either from the other side by where the respawn beacon is, close to where Startify Esports had settled down at the very beginning of the game with Loba, or even Fire Beavers that have split that area with Startify and MDY White.
Yeah, a couple of the amped covers going to do some work up on those hills. Oh gosh, it's going to be an interesting final circle, Vicky. We had one sort of in this area yesterday as well, near that respawn beacon house, right? I think that one maybe ended a little more towards staging though. This one is probably going to favor a team like Blackhand, who are posted up in the western wing of Harvester.
Oh, here we go. This is what we highlighted before. Ranches having to communicate with the rest of the team. Be careful if you take that portal, because I just got beamed by a charge rifle, so you know that player is going to look down that portal in general. Go next in a fight too. The exhibition has been called in. No enemies inside of the radius, and it's the charge rifle. That's the hilltop that we were talking about. Oh my, immediately, nice follow-up from Optic between the charge rifle into the 30-30. You definitely feel that one, and that's probably Onyx on the high ground there, but Optic on the other side that could take control over the pressure from the squads exiting out of Harvester.
So many teams in here trying to get into a smaller and smaller space here. Aurora on top, actually. Take a little bit of damage here, but they've got the barrel to hide down behind. Sunset is happy to play on that Caustic, and as long as they don't get peeked again.
Oh no. Sunset going left, going right, shedding his way over to the other side, avoiding that nade, but still trying to restabilize. Well, with no medkit.
He wants to be putting those barrels down to try and save them, but obviously the focus of attention silencing him. He can't do it. Dreamfire go down on their shift. So does Glitch Energy, and now we see Onyx. Obviously a good first game for them. They're trying to replicate that success here, but they've got to get through Leave No Witness first, as Blackhand actually portal in near them as well.
Maybe the savior that they need here, having to try to reset on it, getting top 3 in that first game. The ARC staring at Fussy in the face. Literally one nice beam, he gets 139. This just doesn't finish them off. Onyx had too much pressure to deal with. Meanwhile, started a fight with the Sheila, also melting down Complexity. So many teams going down in the feed. 7 squads left after Complexity lose out.
Oh, so many teams going down. Awesome call, though, by Strafing Flame, the IGL of Blackhand there with that portal. Not many teams utilizing the Wraith here, but we see how important it is. They go from Harvester to the train tunnel and a quick, decisive cleanup to get this side of the map all to themselves.
Looking at a nice overlook at Optic Gaming, who are sitting in the exact choke point that I wanted them to sit at originally. It's the high ground that they rotated off of their original fight that costed Vexed this game here. Now they're going to be able to hang out here and try to contest the other squads that want to rotate outside of Harvester, specifically Go Next, that are playing right underneath them.
Optic is essentially the only team in the ring right now. As you can see, everyone else is on the periphery. They have to move in. Various bits of cover available to all of them. But really, I'd say teams with Bangalore are going to be really happy here because they've at least got some kind of cover, even if it's not physical.
It's not physical, at least MDY have those amp barriers to work with the missile swarm. Nice! Catching Satuki right behind that rock. The beam between the R9. He's got the meatball slinger with the L-Star. MDY Whites looking to control this rock, looking at what's happening on the other side. Destroys the Jenny from that other team. I believe that was Blackhand here. They're facing off against Aurora on the other side, but without any of these teams trying to over-contest, the moment that fight starts, Optic Gaming are going to profit.
Yeah, look at this. The high ground on the rock giving them angles. MDY White, the crowd was optimistic for them there, but they are the next to fall. 4 teams left alive. Optic, Blackhand, Go Next, and Aurora fighting this out.
Skittle getting into position, the arc star to force that player off to the left side. The option coverage just in case to allow the rest of Optic to swing on these players here. Gets into the flank, finishes off Blackhand so quick and efficient. Optic Gaming, good morning, hello, welcome, because they are looking great. Catwalk going up, but the fight's happening on the bottom. It's going to be Aurora.
Go Next going up against Aurora here. Optic don't even have to commit their catwalk to get rid of Blackhand. That was so easy for them, and it feels like the rest of the game is going to be as well. The other 2 teams griefing each other. Optic Gaming seem to have so many options, but Skittles is down.
He was out of position right there. He had no idea there was somebody behind him. He thought that maybe there was a straggler on the low ground. He was separated from Knocked and Dropped. Knocked and Dropped trying to capitalize to prevent the Brez from coming in. You see the 2 knocks here, but it's just these 2 squads alone. Aurora versus Optic Gaming. It's going to be the last one from Aurora taken down. Optic Gaming put their name on the board, taking game number 2 on World's Edge.